Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Tina Sparks. If you love what you see on here, please subscribe and hit the little bell button so you get notified every time we put a video. It's all about you on here, so I'd love to hear what you'd like to see. Please comment on the videos, and if you like them, please give me a little message and I'd love to hear from you and write back. The tutorials are going to be really interactive, so you can learn from a young age right up to professional, all about your makeup, your stretching, the insides and out of how to be stage ready, on stage and off. So I can't wait to see and hear from you all soon, and I can't wait to get started. See you inside. Hi everybody, today we're going to do your makeup tutorial a little bit differently. I'm going to work with this with you together. So you're going to need your makeup brush or any application tools that you have. Your makeup will work together with this stage makeup and fixing the eyes and getting everything great together. See you soon. First, I want to tell you that you are beautiful. Be careful of thinking that you only look amazing on stage if you have makeup. Your personality and your dancing makes you who you are. What we want to do with your makeup is let the audience see your expressions and your eyes and your beautiful smile. Whereas on stage, sometimes the lights and where you are, everything can get a little bit lost. So we want to enhance all of your beautiful features on stage, and rather than hide them and you feeling like you need to have makeup to complete everything to feel amazing. So remember, you are amazing without the makeup. We just want to see you on stage. So if you like and you are ready to do your makeup on your own, and I say you can do your stage makeup on your own when you can close one eye. So if you can close one eye and keep the other one open, that's the first step in being able to do your own makeup. Until then, you might need a friend or somebody at home to help you complete this look. Okay, so we're going to have to start with a nice, clean, fresh face. So come back with your face beautifully clean with just some cool water. Okay, so now your face is nice and clean. So feel comfortable in your skin, love yourself enough to feel really confident on stage if you didn't have makeup but know the reasons why you are wearing it. So first we're going to start with our base. So if you're in Australia, I recommend going to your chemist and getting Silic 15 cream from the brand Ego, especially if you have sensitive skin. But even if you're using really good products, it can still seep into the pores. So we want to just create a really nice base. So grab your Silic 15, put a little bit of cream on, and we're going to dab that in the middle of the cheeks and the chin. And then we're going to just gently work that all the way around. We're going to clean up under the eyes later anyway, but I still like to put a little bit on. So we're working all of those areas all down the neck as well, and a little bit on our lips. So once we're finished with that, we're going to go in with your foundation. I'm using C3 for my color. I'd probably be a mixture between a C3 and a C2 if we're using Standout Cosmetics. And I'm going to use their Flawless Finish foundation today. It comes in a beautiful cream to powder as well. It just depends what kind of feel that you like on your skin. Standout Cosmetics isn't heavy at all, but find a foundation that's 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone in a warm color, which means if you put it on and it doesn't look quite right, it's probably perfect. If you have beautiful tanned olive skin with African American skin, you're going to match that and just even out your skin tone. So I'm using Standout Cosmetics awesome little fluffy foundation brush, and what we're going to do is just put a tiny little bit on in the brush and then dab that onto our forehead. So we're going to work in up into the hairline and around our eyebrows. And I love the little foundation brushes because they just don't cake up the eyebrows a lot. We're going to close our eyelids and then gently paint just over the top. We have to be really, really careful with our eyelids and around the sides. So we're only going to do the top of our forehead, around the eyebrows, and clean up. If the brushes leave little hairs on them, we can get them later. The reason why we do that is that later on when we do our eyeshadow makeup, even if the whites and the light colors fall down on your cheeks, on stage the lights are going to pick that up and it can look like bruising or highlighting in an area that you don't want. So it's a little movie tip to do your foundation first, just up to your eyes. Go to town. If you need to make a mess, that's fine. And then come back and clean up underneath your eyes with your makeup remover. You will save product because you won't be putting on foundation and then having to clean that off. And everything's going to look really crisp and clean. Okay, so next we're going to do our eyebrows. And what you need is, out of your Standout Cosmetics makeup kit or any kit that you've got, you need your little eyebrow brush that has the awesome little bristles here. You're going to take that brush and just brush your eyebrows up and then smooth them back down. If you are younger and you've got hair and you haven't plucked, hair still in between the middle, on stage you're not really going to see this. Even if they're really, really dark, you're not going to see this. I would look at maybe when you're closer to 14 to start plucking underneath the eyebrows a little bit, or if they are really heavy and getting in the way when you're about 12, then talk to your parents and who looks after you just to clean under, especially if you're doing a lot of solos. The powder can get quite heavy in that hair, so we can make a really crisp, clean eyeshadow placement for you if you don't have too many hairs. But I definitely don't recommend you going to pluck or get waxed before you're around 14 unless you really need to, or just tidy around the edges to make it awesome. Okay, next out of your kit, you'll need your little angle brush. So your brush looks like this, and it angles up and has little bristles. We're going to use a powder in your eyes today, and I recommend a powder because everything sits nice. So if you get a kit from Standout Cosmetics, this is a very original old one, you'll have an awesome new little logo on it now. You're going to get a matte color or Allegro Dancer brown shadow, which is in most of the kits if your studio has bought from Standout before. This brown, even though it does have a little bit of a shimmer into it, it will still look beautiful in your eyebrows. So we're going to put a tiny little bit on our brush, and then we're going to measure from the edge of your nose and do a line. I'm going to do it a little bit darker so you can see today, and then on the other side. Your eyebrows are related, but they're not twins. So you might have one that arches and one that curves, one that's a little bit higher, one that's a little bit lower, one that's a little bit straighter. They're your eyebrows. You can shape them when you're a little bit older, but we can do a great little tip here. So then we're going to try and find the edge of your nose, the edge of your eye, and your eyebrow. And we're going to find where we're going to put the end. So that's where I'm going to stop. The little brush has the angle, so grab your little brush here, keep the angle with the tip at the top, and we're just going to come across. Now, you don't need to be a makeup artist. I've twisted the makeup brush so the point is now in towards my nose, and I'm just going to come underneath. So you don't look like Ernie and Bert off Sesame Street, unless you're going to do that show. We're going to just stay at the top and bottom and really just shape that area there. Okay, so once we've come to the top, we're just going to come down at the edge and come all the way to where you did the tip. And then if you need to come in or fill one or two little hairs, the younger you are, the more hairs you're going to have. As you get older, that might just peter out just a little bit. And then we're going to just shape and keep that there. Come back with your brush, and that can be brushed out almost completely if you did a really strong job that you need to practice with, and then come back down again and rub that out. Now, you don't need to get pedantic, which means you don't have to be fiddly. You don't want your makeup on stage to be rushed, but it doesn't have to be perfect either. Too much blending of your stage makeup can actually look washed out and bruised. So sometimes if you're really, really good with makeup and you're putting your makeup on like I am with you now, really close to the mirror, you're going to really see every line and you'll want to get it perfect. But on stage, you're going to be so far away, you're not going to see this. So the more dynamic and strong your lines are, the crisper and cleaner they're going to be from on the stage. So let's come in together. Get your point of your brush. Let's come over to the top and just wipe it across. Remember, if you make a mistake, it's powder, so you can just brush it out. Sometimes using creams and liquids can move, especially if you sweat a lot. So the powder just tends to stay there, I have found, on most of the dancers. We're going to come at the top, just underneath your peak, come down. If you make a little mistake, it doesn't matter. We can brush that out later. You can always use your finger to wipe up. Remember, we're going to put some foundation under there again later and clean up. So come across and find the end. Once you get used to your eyes, you'll know how far to go. Now, if you've got little unruly hairs like I've got there, it does not matter. We can do lots of tips. You can get your little brush here and you can spray it with hairspray. And then you can come back and use your brush to brush them up and out, and they're going to stay there a little bit longer. You can measure your eyebrows as well with your brush. So you can come in and you can go, okay, I need to come a little bit lower and I need to come in a little bit higher here. So I'm looking along the edge and looking here. Remember, it's not going to matter too much from a distance because we're going to even everything up at the end. But just if you're learning and practicing, that's how you can do it. Okay, if you don't do your eyebrows, then chances are your forehead on stage is going to go on forever. There's no end. So in real life, the eyes and the eyebrows frame your face, and on stage it's just the same. So you really want to work hard on framing everything and getting everything right from the beginning so we can see you on stage. Okay, your next step, the fun part, the eyes. I really like using a primer on your eyes. If you're using Standout Cosmetics cream to powder foundation, you can use this on the eyes as just a base too. But they do have an awesome little primer here, which is just a little bit paler, and it's going to make your eye makeup, number one, last longer, and two, really pop and stand out. So what you just need to do is grab your little finger here, close your eyes and just dab along the eyelid, and whatever's left on your finger, we're going to come up underneath the eyebrow. So it's that little pale color, a little bit on the finger. Grab your other one, and remember, if it's going too fast, you can just pause the video, do your steps, and then come back, or just rewind if something's not going right and have a little practice. Okay, so your eyes are all primed. That little step will make your makeup last so long. If you're doing your makeup at the beginning of the day, say you have your rehearsals or you've got 2 shows in one day for your concert, a matinee and an evening, you can do your makeup around 8 a.m. in the morning with your eyes, and then by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, it's still going to be on and really easy to remove as well. Okay, we're going to start with your base color. I suggest using your brushes. They really make your life so much easier. And if you do have those little felt tip applicators and things are getting a little bit frustrating for you, just invest in a little brush set and it will be, I promise, it will make a huge difference. Brushes are wonderful as well. If you're the only one using the brush, it's going to have a memory. So the bristles will actually start forming to the way that you constantly use them, and then by the end of the year, if you've had a few shows during the year, your brush will just do your job for you. So I'm using from Standout Cosmetics, it's number 280 contour brush, and I really love this one. And the other one that I love, which is in the 7-piece brush kit, is the oval blender. So if you've got this oval blender or the contour brush, they're going to be amazing for you. My most favorite color out of Standout Cosmetics is the lemon-based Natural Dancer. It's so easy to use and it's a beautiful base. So what we're going to use is this lemon color. I put it on my brush and I give my brush a little bit of a tap. I close my eyes and I'm going to come across the whole eyelid, and very easy, simple. Again, give it a little tap or a flick. Close the eyes and come across and underneath the eyebrows. This is going to be your magic eraser. So if you're starting out with makeup, it is great. You make a mistake, you can quickly rub anything out with it. You will love it. Another color for a base that's beautiful is Elegant Dancer, and it's a lovely champagne base color as well. The next step we're going to do is your shape. So it's the leaf shape, and in dance, the number one thing to remember is from middle of the pupil out. We want to open your eyes on stage. unless you're doing a cool number that is really dark and heavy and you want that panda look eyes, or if you're doing a makeup shoot. But we're just talking about the stage here at the moment and colors that work the best on most people. So if your school has different colors, beautiful pastels and things like that, that's fine as well. But if you're looking for solos, or if you're a studio owner that's just curious about what color looks best on everybody, then our browns and golds are the go-to colors. All right, let's get started. In your kit, you're going to need your little bullet brush. So this is a 219, just looking at the number for you. And it looks like a little socket brush. It's got a tiny little bullet at the end. It's a little nice little shape to sit into your eyes. You can also use the little blender brush as well that's in your kit. One of these. You just need to practice and find the best one that suits you. So let's grab our Allegro Dancer, which is a beautiful brown. In your kit, so you'll get your little kit here. It's going to be this color that I've used quite a lot, that has a beautiful gold speck, but just looks fantastic on the eyes and on stage. So I'm going to get a little bit of color onto the socket here. Then what we're going to do is give it a little tap. Remember, we said the middle of the pupil. So I want to look straight ahead into the mirror and do a little dot so you can see where to start. If I just close my eyes and I start doing the shape and I go across and I spend all that time and I look up and it's gone. So you've spent heaps of time. So this way, that's your little tip, especially if you're helping somebody do your makeup. All right, so we're going to come from the middle of the pupil, follow your crease down and lift up. If you need a tissue to guide you, do that. Put a tissue here, find your triangle, find your last lash, and come up to just under the brow bone. We've created a nice little lift up. What can happen is the eye gets very droopy if you take it too low. So if you feel your eyes are looking a little bit sad, just come back, use a makeup wipe, and just wipe straight up against the last lash and lift it up. So anything lower is going to make you look closed or sad on stage. Close the eyes and let's just fill in that little out of edge with your Allegro Dancer. You don't need a lot, just a little tiny bit on the side. We're going to come across on the other now, put a little bit more on your brush, give it a tap, look straight ahead in the mirror, follow the crease down. When you feel that brow bone, find your last lash, come up and meet it. If you're not too sure, find your tissue, put it there again if you need, use it as a guide. You can brush onto the tissue and just come around. Remember, your eyes are different on either side as well. So we're going to come up and give a nice little lift. So we're just creating that little shape. From here, you can see if things look even or if you need to go a little bit higher or lower. Again, we don't need to go super crazy about your blending. It doesn't need to be perfect. So that's where we're going. Put a little bit more on your brush, close your eyes, give depth to the outer edge. Not a lot, so you don't have to go all the way across. It's naturally going to hit across this lid here, and that's fine. You can give your brush a good little clean, and you can use the same brush for this next step, or you can get a nice little crease brush. Okay, let's go for the fun part where we're going to get another one of my favorite colors, which looks amazing, which is this color here, Successful Dancer. I love the names because it makes you feel confident as well. And when you're putting it on, you can actually say to yourself, I am a successful dancer, which means that you are doing so well. You are progressing each day, that you are in class, you are pushing yourself, and you're reaching your goals. And that's what success is. So we're going to grab your Successful Dancer, put it on your brush by giving it a little wriggle in there. Close your eyes and go from the inner corner up to your brown, Allegro brown, which really jumps at you. That's why we like to call it Allegro brown. Coming across, and that's all we need to do. Middle of the pupil out with your dark color and your light color coming across with your gold. We're going to come again on the other side There are so many beautiful colors too to choose from. Ballroom Dancer is a lovely, elegant yellow gold to go on the eye. Brilliant Dancer is a little bit softer, and Successful Dancer just looks magnificent with all of your costume colors. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. Let's close the other eye. Come across from the middle, from the inner corner of your eye, up to the brown, and just gently pat. I'm just patting all the way across your lid. And it doesn't matter if you're making a little bit of a mess, because we're going to clean that up, remember, and come up. So we've got our lovely gold blending into our brown here, meeting. So they're our colors at the moment that we're going to start with. Okay, so our next color is going to be our white, and that's just to highlight everything that we've done. So we're going to use Onstage Dancer, which is a beautiful shimmer white, and we're going to use the same brush that you've just cleaned off with the gold. Give it a little wriggle in here, a tap. You're going to come from where you did Allegro, the brown. We're just going to sit underneath here, and these colors are so highly pigmented. Now, with a highly pigmented color, be careful that you don't take this all the way across. If you do, it can end up looking a little bit drag. So we don't want to come across the whole eye. We just want to come underneath the eyebrow, because we want the lights to hit that on stage. Underneath here, and we can blend that brown out a little bit later as well. Then what we're going to do is just clean our brush with a tissue. Everything looks a little bit full on at the moment. So let's just blend that in and get a nice crisp edge, and use your brush to brush up. Very easy. Come back, because nothing's on your brush on the inner corner. Just blend over that brown a little bit lightly. Come up on the edges, meet where your eyebrow is, and just soften. Again, you can just come back a little bit and blend, and just keep adding where you need. So we're going to just add a tiny little bit under the peak here and find the area on the edge. Brush, clean it with a tissue. Have that tissue in your hand like this, nice and easy. Come back with that lemon base color, Natural Dancer. Give it a little flick. Come on the inner corner, and we're going to blend out. So on stage, nothing's going to hit the lights. We're not going to look too funny here. Again, a little bit of lemon, give it a little flick, come up with the rubber. I come on the inner corner of the nose, which is giving the shape of the bridge of the nose area a little bit of life as well, and come down and clean up your edges. All right, going good. Okay, your next step is optional. And again, it's up to you and your teacher to talk about your makeup look. I've got Standout's beautiful white, and I'm going to come from my last lash, and I'm going to just draw a line all the way to the edge of my brow. So we're going to keep that line. We went a little bit off, which is great with these creams, because we can come all the way up very lightly, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, remember, let's just do a line. You can do one full line, or like the other side, you can just dab it. This is just going to grab the audience's focus for the eyes. Come back with your brush, armed with your brush, put it into your Onstage white, and we're going to come up, and we're just going to set that. And it doesn't matter if it drops quite heavy down here. We're going to get rid of that in a minute when we clean up our eyes. So just set in and coming up. Really nice and easy. The look so far. Okay, we're going to go with our liner now, which you could get scared of or just experiment, because you've done such a good job of the eyes. I know it can go crazy. So Standout does have a really good eyeliner called tutugood cream eyeliner. I used to use it when I was on stage. I know professionals use it and love it, and it lasts, and it's really good to use if you're not comfortable or confident yet with a liquid liner, or you just like that feel. I'm going to use a liquid liner with you today. And we've already done the line where we want to go. So we know we're not going to hook down. In dance, we don't want to have little flicks that go up. We don't want to have fish hooks that go down. And we don't want to come too far straight. In another video tutorial, I'm going to give you the look on the classical eye, where we can do eyeliner underneath and a little bit more dramatic. But for here, we just want to make your lash line a little bit stronger. So we're going to hold with your hand. If you're right-handed, I'm going to use my left hand to lift up my brow area just on the end. Don't put your fingers in your work. You can come above your eyebrow or along the edge. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to come halfway across, and then you'll be able to follow your black line up. I like to open my eye here right now and then just use that brush on the last edge area to give a nice little lift. That's as far as you need to go. Then you're going to come from the inner corner out to meet the other side. When your eyes shut, move your eyeball to the other side, to the corner, by looking that way with your eyes shut. So if your eye is shut and you're looking the other way, it's going to move your eyeball out of the way. Really easy then to get to the inner corner. So let's close our eyes, think about looking to the other way, come to the inner corner and meet that lash line. You can lift up your eyebrows, you can open your eyes a little bit if you feel comfortable, and just do little strokes. Nobody says you have to do it in one huge go. So I can use my left hand again on the other side, coming up, lifting up, close. I can go from outside to the middle, or I like to go from the middle because then it's easier, as you saw. To come across, follow up to our brown line, open your eyes so you can see your last lash and give it a little stroke. Close the eyes and then you can come back on the top if you like to give it a little bit more thickness, depending what you would like. So we're going to come in just from the corner again. So come in from that middle, take it across to the eye, all the way to the edge, open your eye, come up and give it a nice little lift. Then come from the inner corner. Again, you can do it with your eyes open or you can shut them. Try and move your eyeball. Really, really takes practice. Coming across, open up and clean up. Now, say you got a big blob and a big blob went everywhere. All you would need is a little Q-tip, these ones. Wait until it's dry. Don't try and get rid of it now. Wait until it's dry and then come up and then just twist it off. That goes for your mascara as well. If there's little blobs, I like to come back with my Gold Successful Dancer. Close your eyes and just come over that little area. Be careful not to go over that line too much, but it just crisps it up just a little bit. If you don't cry with your eye makeup, you can use a pencil. You can use black pencil on the inner upper eyelid, which is called tight lining, and you can also use it on your bottom lash line coming across on the waterline. Because Standout pencils are so creamy, you can do it very, very fast. It doesn't take long. We're just going to come across to the corner and meet your line. That's called tight lining, and we're opening the eyes and making them a little bit bigger for you on stage. Okay, your next step is if you're going to put lashes on, you would put lashes on here. I would use a half lash. We love using these demi lashes, half lashes. If you've got normal lashes, I would cut them so they go from the middle of the pupil out to the edge. That way, when your eyes water, or if you're crying before stage or after, or just sweating, the glue will come off from the inner corner first. And when you're doing fouettes or in the middle of a routine, nobody wants a lash that's hanging down. So by doing just the middle of the pupil out and then spending a little bit more time with your mascara brush on those inner corners where the lash isn't, you're going to have a beautiful flawless look that's going to last forever. I also suggest that you get duo glue because it's a really good glue that works well. If you're trying to use the glues that come with most of the eyelashes, it may come undone on you. So spending a little bit of time putting a thin line of glue on your lash, waiting until it's almost transparent, like see-through, then applying and putting it on your eyelash. You might need somebody to help you with this, and that's perfect in the dressing room. Do most of your eyes and then get somebody to help you with that. So with your mascara, same thing. If you need help, go and get some help. We're going to hold up on top of our eyebrow to get everything out of the way, and then just look down and we wriggle upwards. So get your mascara brush right under the lash and really give it a wriggle and a lift up. Standout Cosmetics has a wonderful water resistant and a waterproof one, so that will help. Be careful of a lot of waterproof mascaras as they can dry out your lashes, and then make them a little bit brittle, and they can snap, and then you won't have lashes to put mascara on, so be careful. On the inner corner, we want to look out, so place your brush first, look away and wriggle, or get the point and spend a little time separating your lashes and coming down. Now I'm getting a little bit of that mascara on my work that I've done on the eyes. Remember our cotton tip, our little buds, we can really fix that. We don't need too much mascara on the bottom lashes. If you want to put a little bit, you can. So spend a little bit of time just with your mascara here. It's good to also have a mascara for your right eye and a mascara for your left eye, just because the eyes water a lot, and to stop infection, that's a really good way, and you can label one right eye and left eye. Mascara can dry out and should only be in your makeup kit for 6 months. So if you're only using your makeup once a year for concerts or for a few competitions, please check this, and it will save you from getting any eye infections as well. So we're working together. As I was talking, I was wriggling and trying to separate as well with those lashes. Again, from the age maybe 14 up, lashes are really good. Anything younger than that, make sure you practice with your lashes in your class time, like you would with practicing with tutu or practicing with new shoes, because they feel quite heavy. And if you put the lashes on just before you go on the routine, this can be really distracting for yourself and really throw you in your dance. And you wouldn't want all your rehearsals and everything to be undone just because you put lashes on at the last minute. So be careful of asking someone to do this, or for yourself as well. Right, once you've done that, you can separate. You can see where you've got those little areas of black, and all you're going to do is come in and twist your little cotton tip, and hopefully you can see that I'm just removing them and getting rid of them. Again, on stage, it's not going to be too much of a problem. What we do want to redo and make sure is nice and clean is the inner corners of the eyes. Again, just with your liner, you can come back with your liquid and clean up that inner corner there. Okay, what we want to do now is, if you can see by accident, the gold has come down on the inner corner of the eyes anyway. If it hasn't, you can add a little bit. And with our socket brush, we're just coming from under the middle of the pupil up with the brown, very softly. Again, we're going to clean under here in a minute, so it doesn't matter how far you're going, or if you're making a little bit of a mistake or a mess, you can then see where you need to blend in a little bit more. We can come with that brush and just smooth any of those edges out to complete our look. Right, so now we're going to get our little cotton pad or a tissue. I like to use a micellar water, so we're going to put a little bit of that on our pad to clean up under our eyes. So we're going to wipe underneath, and already on that side we've got lots of gold and brown droppage from the brushes. Coming up, we can come on the inner corner, we can come under where there's a little bit of brown, and we are going to be really crisp and clean for on stage. So that's what would have been put on stage where the lights would hit. Sometimes you're seeing a lot of bruising. Now we've cleaned that up, we can just wait, or we can just pat that area dry. If you're in your 20s and doing your makeup now, I suggest a nice little eye cream that you can put underneath your eyes, just to help moisturize that area, keeping it nice and smooth. And everybody else that doesn't need eye cream yet, or you're feeling fine, you can put a little bit more of your Silic 15 barrier cream. I'm going to put that on anyway on top now, so it's nice and smooth. Just come where I just cleansed my face. By the time I get my foundation and everything out ready, that will be dry and ready to go. Okay, so now we're up to the rest of our foundation. We've got our awesome brush again, a little bit of foundation. We're going to come from the middle of the nose and work to the cheeks. We want to be really gentle underneath the eyes here, and gentle how you're using your brush. If you're losing any bristles, anything on the brush, that will just settle in a second and we can get rid of that. We want to make sure that you are doing your ears. So on stage, anybody that does sport, blood is going to rush to our ears and they're going to go bright red. We don't want to look like cute little elves unless we're doing a Christmas routine. So next time, have a look on TV and check if the makeup artists have done their newsreaders' ears. Often they'll get flustered sometimes, the newsreaders, and you'll see their foundation, but their ears will be bright red. So dancers, we don't want to have red ears unless we're meant to. Come all the way down. And I'm going to go over the lips. Now, the important thing about lips, especially if you're in troupe, they are all different colors. So we have beautiful pinks, we have some creams, we have some blue reds, we have some orange. We have really different colors and tones in our lips. So by blocking them out, and all using the same lip liner and same lipstick, we're going to get closer and uniformed. Again, if you're doing a solo, make sure you check your lowest costume. So if you've got a few costume changes, you want to take your foundation all the way down to that lowest part, the back of your neck, and get somebody to help you maybe on the back of the shoulders if it's a slightly different color, just for a beautiful blended look. Okay, so we're coming in the inner corners, checking that everything's done. We're nice and crisp and smooth. We're in a tone that's a little bit warmer than others. And we've got to make sure that we clean our brushes. So anything that's got a liquid on it, like our lip brush or our foundation brush, you want to be cleaning this after your performance, so that night. So make sure that you remember to do that, especially if your skin is breaking out all the time. You don't want to have old foundation in your brush that collects dust. Anything that's been wet straight away, the dust particles are going to settle on that brush and is going to then be put straight into your pores. So make sure that you are definitely cleaning all of your brushes. Just use a dishwashing liquid to get the grease out of the brush. Lie them flat. If you put them back into your holder or the case wet, then that's going to loosen the glue in the little brushes and your brushes won't last as long. All your other brushes that you use your eyeshadows with, and your blush and your powder brushes, you want to be washing them with shampoo and conditioner. Dry them and shape the bristles back into their form and lie them flat overnight or even in the sun to help clean them and get the bacteria out of your brushes. Okay, so the next part of our makeup, before we actually do get onto the blush, is to powder. So we have Press for Time powder, which is a wonderful product that will set your makeup for a good 10 hours. So in here, we're going to get our brush and we're really going to give it a good shimmer, enough that you can see it on the brush. Give it a little flick. And you're going to press that into the skin. So we're going to take that everywhere on the forehead, into the nose, around to the cheek. And if you're a sweater, then I would come off stage, blot your face with a tissue or a towel, blend in any makeup that you need, and then reset with that setting powder and you are right to go. So you don't need to have your touch-ups of foundation. If you are a really heavy sweater, then have a look at redoing your foundation if you need, and reset, have that Press for Time powder, and it will save your life. Be careful, dancers, because mums steal this one during the year for themselves and you might find it in their glove box in the car. Great little product that they love. Okay, so now that we've set your face, we can do your blush. If you did your blush first, it will stick and it's much harder to blend. It then doesn't look really nice and flawless. It looks too heavy and it ends up being a streak on the side of the face. And for stage, you do not need to have an Indian stripe unless you're playing that kind of character. So blush, this is the only product that you really, up close in the mirror, like you are with me right now, you want to just lightly see. On stage, the lights are going to do the magic for you. You can add some highlighters and shaders, but we really want to use your blush to do that and to bring out your natural features. And especially if you're smiling, we want the lights to pick that up so the audience can see your expression. So we're going to use Curtain Call, one of my favorite blushes. That's a beautiful color that again suits everybody, but don't be afraid of some bright colors that you can use lightly. In your makeup kit, you will find from Standout Cosmetics a little brush that you can squish and change shape with your fingers to get the right shape, or you can get a nice little angled brush from Standout Cosmetics as well that I love. This one is 128 contour because we're going to contour. So we want to have a look at your cheekbones, and you can really feel where your bone is on your cheek if you put your fingers there. So we want to get your blush, your curtain call blush, or a beautiful color that is a little pinky mauve that works great on stage. Get it enough so you can see it again on your brush. Give it a little flick. You can do your fish face or a smile and see your lovely apples of your cheeks here. We want to keep the brush away from that and just streak up to our ear. I'm keeping it in line with the top of my ear. So I'm just coming across here, the apples of my cheek, and coming up in line with the hairline. And then a little bit more blush on your brush and get the apples of your cheek in your smile. And we have a nice lifted look. Your natural dancer can also act as a highlighter up underneath your eyes here. So you can just use your eyeshadow and blend a little bit in that gap at the top, little bit, and it's from that brown up. So that's your gap that we've got here. Then you can use that same blush as a contour for your face. On stage, what can happen is that the jawline and the neck can blend in together. So to give you a tip that will give you instant posture and will lift you up for dance, we're going to take your brush and we're going to come underneath your jawline and underneath here, and then behind your ear and down your neck. So we're coming underneath the ear, under the jaw, and you're just letting your brush sit underneath here. And then behind the ear and coming down. Then what you can do is come back with your Press for Time powder, disguise it with that powder. So we're blending that area in. And then on stage, that's going to give you a little bit more definition and shape. And instantly you're going to look like you're standing up stronger and ready for the stage, which will impress the judges. Okay, so we're going to come to our lips now. And again, we're going to use a lip liner. You can, if you're in a big hurry, the easiest way to put lipstick on is to put the lip color entirely on your lips and then line it and shape it and get it right. Red lipstick does not need to be scary. I know a lot of you freak out about the red lipstick, but I'm going to show you some great tips that's going to help you. So we're going to use Standout Cosmetics again, and their color is Rubis, and it's a beautiful red that suits every skin tone. We're going to keep our mouth closed, and I'm going to draw just the Cupid's bow and a smile. So stay with me. So we did a nice little M shape. If you don't have that M shape, you can draw it in. We don't want to go outside your lips, even if you have a really small top lip or a really small bottom lip. That's you. You don't need to change it. The beauty of makeup is you can enhance it a little bit more so you can see it on stage, but you don't want to start drawing on your skin and making it uncomfortable. Love who you are and use the makeup to enhance what you have here. Red is really going to pull it out. So even if your lips are very, very tiny and thin, it's going to really look beautiful on stage. And when you start smiling, we're going to see your eyes light up, and that's what's really going to count. We're going to get the bottom part, which is the bow. So we've just done like the little Cupid's bow here and underneath. So that's the easiest way to get your shape. If you get that top part and the bottom, and I do it with my lips closed, and sometimes if you hum, and you'll tighten the lips. So if you're doing somebody else's lips as well, get them to keep their mouth together and just hum a song that's on the radio, or hum the alphabet if they're a little bit younger, and that's going to keep the lips nice and still. I'll give you another tutorial later about how to do makeup on somebody else, which will help you. For now, we're going to now fill in all of that area. Notice how I started just in the middle and went wiping. The pencil makes a huge difference. This one's really creamy, so it can work well. You can start from the middle and then work your way out. And have your mouth open like that. Or slowly draw a little line. Now I've gone out on the edge here. I'm going to show you how to fix that. Slowly start in the middle. And I've been doing makeup for a while and it still takes a little bit of time. The important thing is when you're doing your makeup not to feel rushed. Sometimes in the competition scene, everything's push, push, push and go, go, go. Make sure that you can breathe and give yourself time to do this. If you know that you have to be on stage in 5 minutes, don't start your makeup 5 minutes before. Give yourself that little bit of extra time to stay calm and collected. Let's continue. Now, if you can see around the edges, we've come out a little bit here and on the side. If I went on stage too, I wouldn't see that too much, but we're definitely going to fix that up for you. You could use a cotton tip and come back nice and easy with a makeup remover. But if you don't have makeup remover with you, you're going to come back with your foundation brush. And if you have a little tiny foundation brush here, you're going to put your foundation on it, nice and smooth, and come under. Easy fix. Straight away, small streaks. If you start to have a lot of makeup or a lot of red on the brush, you can clean it up. You can rub the lips together, come under, secure it, wipe it, and clean. And then it's going to be a lot easier. Come with a tissue now, and we're going to blot that makeup. If you blot it with a tissue, it's set. You're going to come back with your Press for Time powder, enough white on your brush, and set that liner. Now you can drink, you can eat, you can talk, and that liner should stay there at least all day and make it a lot easier if your main lipstick does start to disappear or dull a little bit to follow the line later rather than do it all again. Next is your lip color, and I love using a lip brush. You get the brush in your kit from Standout Cosmetics, or you can find a lip brush anywhere as well. I love the colors, which is Onfire. That suits everybody. There's a deeper color from Standout called Unstoppable, and for full-time students that would like a little bit deeper and more berry, color is Tango color, and there's a new ballerina pink coming out soon, which I know you will all love. With lipstick, it can lose its shape, so I love using the lipstick brush for that very reason. And then friends want to borrow your makeup if they've forgotten it. The biggest thing I would not share is your lipstick. You've got food and spit and all gross things that are on your lipstick. So if they really have to borrow your lipstick, I would say fine, let them. They can use the top always. And if you've got your brush, you're going to use the base underneath here. You can even do a nice little line with your scissors so you can see how far you're going up. And you can use all the bottom and then just the top to share out, and you're never using the top. The brush won't lose its shape if you clean it really well and that you look after it. So we're going to put enough of your, I'm using Onfire today, lipstick on your brush. You can shape it so it's up to a really nice point. I'm going to close my mouth, shove that brush right in the corner, and you'll get your own little habit. I twist my brush and roll it to shape my lips. Let's go in together. So you notice I put the brush in right in the corner and close my mouth onto it. I don't bite hard. I just place it in there and streak down. For the bottom, you want to start to smile as you come through. Stay in the middle if you're not confident. And then slowly go out. I like for the bottom to use the edge of my brush here and to really smooth along the edge. Gently roll your lips together. See where you need to come in. I lost you for a second. I think I've lost you a couple of times through the camera in here, but we'll get better at it. Then if you really want that to last, you can blot that with a tissue, powder it again, and then reapply. And that's just a little triple threat for your lips to make them last even longer. So that's your lipstick finished in a little nutshell. Okay, so taken my little bow out for you, and we've given our hair a little brush. Now, I'm a makeup artist, so I could spend ages making this absolutely flawless and perfect for you, but I don't want that to be the case. I don't want it to be unachievable for you. However you do your makeup and however you're learning to do it is going to get better and better each time. So be confident that you can do this, and also know that it doesn't have to be perfect. If you come in with the eyes, we could spend a little bit more time and lift up this corner on the edge here. We could come in and darken this edge and blend in the top and hit a little bit more in here. We could come underneath as well. We could change lots of different things about the makeup. My lighting in here is very different, so it can make me look a little bit washed out and pale, but on stage you want to make sure that you are glowing from inside out. So it has to come from inside first. You have to feel that you are giving a gift to the audience with your routine. You've spent hours learning it. Your teacher has spent hundreds of hours searching and shopping for the music, and then putting this routine together for you and giving it to you for a gift. And you get the beautiful job of then learning it and giving it then to your audience. So instead, next time of feeling nervous in the wings, turn that into excitement and think that you are about to share something amazing with people you don't even know, and you might even brighten their day. So hopefully these tips will help you to feel confident on stage, and now you have the tools to work with me one-on-one, step by step. Rewind this video if you need, go through all your looks and steps for your makeup. Be confident that you can do it. Remember, it's makeup. You can get your makeup wipe and take it all off and start again. I love getting your videos and your pictures, so please send them through. If you're having trouble with something like your eyes, send me a photo and I'll say, you might just need to lift here a little bit more. Just take your brush a little bit higher. Just add gold a little bit more here, or whatever your color is. I travel around. I'd love to see you. I can't wait to meet even more dancers over the 10 years of creating makeup and helping dancers to be themselves and their very best on stage and off. So I hope you enjoyed this and you had lots of fun. Don't get frustrated. Enjoy it, and I can't wait to hear from you and see your pictures.